Hi, good morning. Mike Troll, Amsoil dealer here, and hopefully just a quick video on the PCV valve in our 2007 Honda Pilot. And it does have the 3.5 V6 as they all do. And we actually did one of these the other day on my 03 Accord with the V6, and it's the same part. Now, I got this on RockAuto and I was real happy with the one on the Accord, but straight out of the package, this one is actually missing the O-ring that goes in this groove. It has one here, so I actually had a comment on the Accord video saying that, you know, he highly recommended OEM parts, and I can see why now. Now, it's probably just an oversight, but this Beck Arnley, like I said, the one on the Accord seemed fine, but I just noticed this O-ring and it was not in the sealed plastic. So hopefully we can pirate the old one off of this, but you really shouldn't have to do that. So let's get started. With a screwdriver, you just have to take off this engine cover here, and you just rotate these little clips. These are real just simple, and they just hold your engine cover in place. Alright, so with our 10mm, you come down in here. So the location is, here's your oil check thing, and here's your PCV. Here's the hose, and then the actual valve is this part right here. And so we're just gonna try to loosen it. It is kind of an odd angle to work at. Now again, I don't know if this has ever been changed. Whoops. And on the Honda, if you subscribe and go back and look at the video I just did on the 03 Accord, the PCV valve came out in pieces. It was not pleasant. So I'm hoping this one will come out in one piece and be a quick and easy video. So right here it is. Oh yeah, this is actually free and moving around. So let's see how it slides out. Oh, nice and easy. Praise the Lord for that. So make sure there's no oil dripping out. Okay, let's have a look at it. So this has some oil on it, and it is completely intact, which is very good. The other one literally came out in pieces. Let's take a glance in the PCV valve hole. See how it looks in there. Yeah, I have to say it's looking like OEM parts are the way to go. Hey guys, so normally what I do on this channel is switch vehicles over to Amsoil synthetic fluids, and this is the oil I've been using in the Pilot, and the oil that I'm gonna be switching the 03 Accord to very soon. I've actually got a gold plug, magnetic drain plug coming for that. But anyway, so I'm just gonna lube up the O-ring, and this is just something I found. So what I'm going to do is go to my local hardware store and try to get an actual O-ring that fits, but I'm going to try to make this work for now. Again, it doesn't seem like it would be worth it to try to send this back to RockAuto and try to come up with the right part. It's kind of frustrating. So so there you go. Things like this, it probably is better to go with OEM, but you know, mistakes happen, and I'm sure it could happen on a OEM part too, here and there. You never know. Alright guys, so I got the oil on the O-rings and the makeshift O-ring. Holding the camera, but yeah, I can say, I mean, this part was fine on the Accord, because with the two O-rings, you got a nice satisfying click. There were actually two like that, and so that told me both those O-rings are sealing good where they're supposed to inside. You know, we want to control the, you know, the flow of the crankcase vapors to the engine. We don't want to have a vacuum leak on it, obviously, because that'll obviously cause your engine not to run properly. And you know, we want to control oil consumption, and so there we go. But anyway, this video, you know, can at least show you where it is and how easy it is to change. But yeah, do yourself a favor and go to Majestic Honda online or your local dealer and grab one. They're about 35 bucks or something like that for an OEM. Alright, so since we're here, we're going to go ahead and check the oil. Now this engine does use a little bit of oil. It always has in the couple years we've had it, so it's just important to check and maintain the level. It's nothing excessive. I mean, I want to say within the course of a year I might have to add a couple quarts, so it is what it is, but it's important to check and maintain your fill level. Who knows, maybe with a properly functioning PCV valve, maybe the oil consumption would go down. So not sure if you can see that, but it is still technically in the safe zone. But I'm gonna add in this half a quart that I have, that I was just using to lube the O-rings, and so I try to keep mine within the crosshatch. Like, I rarely let it get a full quart low. And so you may notice this contraption going into my oil fill cap, and what that is my Amsoil bypass oil filter, and I did a whole couple videos on that, and be sure to subscribe and check that out. What it is, it's a secondary filter, and it goes through that filter, takes it down to 2 microns, and then it returns the oil through this. And this is a swivel fitting that allows you to, you know, still be able to unscrew your oil cap. As you can see, I got my clean funnel here. But yeah, basically, not to scare you off with the extended drain capability of the Amsoil, but this 100% synthetic Amsoil Signature Series, this is a chemically engineered synthetic. This is designed for once a year, up to 25,000 mile oil changes, and in severe service, which is short trip driving, all that good stuff, it's 15,000. And that's pretty much what I do, is once a year, up to 15,000, because that's actually what the full flow filter is rated for, the Amsoil filter on this engine. So with this bypass filter, though, what you do is once a year, you know, you take a sample and send it to a lab. So I think we're due in February, so we'll be doing that. We'll do a video on that. We'll see how the oil is held up. Haven't done as much driving during this whole 2020, but you know, the short trip driving is hard on engine oil. Putting you know, 50 miles a day on your car is actually good for it. Those are good miles versus the, you know, drive 3 miles and shut it off again. Alright, so then we just screw in our return line on our oil cap. And yeah, anytime the engine is running, there's oil very slowly going through the secondary filter or bypass filter, and it returns it right here to the top of the engine. And it's, like I said, it filters it down to 98.7% at 2 microns, so it's analytically clean. And so obviously your engine wear is going to be a lot less, but your oil life is also greatly extended. It's It could be considered overkill on a small gasoline engine, but the idea is engine protection, and just they can be very useful on large trucks or even diesel pickups. And if you don't have to dump 16 quarts of oil as often, then that can be a benefit, not to mention taking the soot out of your engine, your diesel in particular. Alright, so we just drove the car something like 8 or 10 miles round trip. It drove perfect, but I did go to my local Ace Hardware and I did acquire O-rings. I took the old PCV valve. This is me, Mike Troll, Amsoil dealer. What I normally do on this channel is fluid changes with Amsoil synthetics. There's my website. You can also go to amsoil.com, but be sure to use my referral number if you don't mind, 146-3115, and I'll have a link down in the first comment below.